I caught myself that time. Marcy gets at me. But, hey, so we are coming at you live on Twitch.
We'll do it live.
Indeed we are.
And we'll record it. You're recording, correct?
I am.
All right, on the ball. Nick's got it, and we'll throw it up on the YouTube channel. And then also the audio on the podcast. We have Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and
all of them.
You informed me there's a new one that we're now on where you could catch us.
That was Apple Podcasts.
Okay, I thought it was...
or Amazon. Amazon as well.
There you go.
Yep.
So we're everywhere. We the way that we do
get rid of us.
The audio is we plug the audio into an app called Anchor, and then it just shoots it out to all the different platforms.
Oh, yeah.
So there are probably some that we
spreading it around.
like a virus on spring break.
Are you calling us a virus?
We're not the corona because we're more likable than that, right?
We did get a follow overnight here. Play-Doh.
Play-Doh. All right.
Welcome
Appreciate
in.
it.
You're in here.
Hope to see you. If you're
for
jumping in tonight, jump in the chat and say hey.
We got 2 minutes left in this game here. Washington football team just went up by 3.
All right.
Field goal.
It would be quite the upset.
It would be. I think Pocket Pool was calling this one.
He was. He also in the Discord said that the Denver Broncos were going to be a hard out against Kansas City, and he was correct on that one.
Yeah.
So.
That's kind of played true the last couple of years, though. For some reason, they don't play. The Broncos play them tough for sure.
Yeah,
Broncos and the Raiders for sure.
But again, the Kansas City Chiefs, they go ahead and they come away with that victory. And did you see the Tyreek Hill, the catch that was not a catch? So
I don't think I did see that.
Okay, so he's going into the end zone, and it's a bomb, and he kind of tips it up, falls down, and the ball just falls into his arm, and he squeezes it, not even realizing almost, just instinctually. Right. And so they call it an incomplete pass. The replay shows that it was a catch. He might not even have known it was a catch. It was one of the most probably the most ridiculous catch I've seen this season.
Right.
By a wide margin.
Just an accidental catch.
It's a shame they didn't challenge it and get the touchdown, because then I think it would have been even more of a holy cow, I can't believe that catch for a touchdown.
Right.
But if you get a chance to go back and watch that one. Also, in real time, we announced that LaVisca had the touchdown, the Warrior.
Do you see what you get when you mess with the Warrior?
And I didn't see it in real time, and how it bounced off of the defender, it just right into his hands, and that was ridiculous. So, although I like LaVisca, I don't know that you can trust that to happen every week. Fantasy football.
I think that's fair.
But so a couple just real fluky, weird touchdowns in this week of fantasy and real football.
What a week of fantasy it's been so far too. A lot of disappointments, some highs.
Hit me with the disappointments first. It's Monday. Let's start low. Let's build the people back up.
Why don't we start with Terry McLaurin, 2 for 14.
So Terry, we got him going in this game, and we were up. We were comfortable. We felt safe, and all of a sudden, so again, the guy that we're going against has. J.D. McKissick, who you're
picked off. All right.
Ooh, that
Steelers,
might be the game. The Steelers have one
give it away
timeout.
Here. And I think the 2-minute warning is now, so it's not really going to help them.
Well, it likely will be.
I think that's a game over.
Big win for the Washington football team.
Yeah.
And
they can make the playoffs for sure.
Can we talk about the trash Snell, Juju, and Gibson gave us?
We can. Terry, Chase Claypool.
I am a Snell owner in Dynasty, and I was hoping that if Connor went down, maybe you could kind of get in there, show some flashes.
Welcome in Marcio as well.
And he did not. This was a tough matchup as far as for the running back, but, man, you hope to get, closer to 10 than the 2 that he's got. As far as Juju, man, he's been a weird player for fantasy this year. He's had some decent games. He's had some little injury stuff. Disappointing where you took him at, but some leagues he probably did fall into those kind of lower rounds.
Yeah, there was definitely some caution coming into.
He hasn't been worthless, but he hasn't been just a league winner that he hasn't hit that potential that you hoped he might.
No, too many options in that offense. We're kind of glad they lost though, right? Low-key?
I don't know. The Miami Dolphins of old can get together and have their party and drink their champagne. So good for them, Dolphins. Not a lot of great things happened for that organization since then. But
let's talk about a couple studs here. Darren Waller, 200 yards.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness.
That's
13 catches and 2 touchdowns ago.
Just didn't want to guard him. The Jets, they're just trying to lose that game.
Yeah, they just weren't having it.
So the New York Jets, almost a win. Did they get their first? Oh, no, they didn't.
No, they
blew it.
We pretty much called it on the stream, too.
I've seen teams suck before, but they were the suckiest bunch of sucks that ever sucked.
Keep the streak alive. So
Henry Ruggs just run by the dude. And,
it's worth noting that they fired their defensive coordinator after all of this
for a busted blitz call.
So I don't know. It was a terrible call.
Yep. Henry Ruggs caught the long touchdown. So it's nice to see a little glimpse from him. But I think somebody whispered in the defensive backs, you're like,
just let him score.
Don't really go for this. Make it super easy.
You got to think that everybody on that team wants that coaching staff fired. If you're just losing, Frank Gore's your guy. It's like, come on, man.
Not going to happen. Ty Johnson, though, notable. Over 100 yards, 20 rush attempts, and a touchdown.
Again, if you're in desperation mode, but like Ty Johnson or Zach Moss, like who would you start?
Oh, the other guy?
Again, I'm starting Zach Moss over Johnson. So, like, even your bad running back that you've still got on your team who you're not crazy about, you're probably not ready to throw Johnson in for the Jets. The Jets, again, their chances of getting a touchdown each game are very low.
They've been scoring a little bit the last couple, though.
So, we'll see what happens. But
Corey Davis, 11 for 182 and a touchdown.
I'm saying it now. I'm going to have Corey Davis playing on a team somewhere next week.
Next week?
I don't know what team. I don't know where, but he's in a lineup somewhere for me. It's happening.
Yeah, I think he's a...
Do you play him over A.J. Brown straight up, though? That's kind of the thing I'm running into. I got them both on the team. Yeah.
No. With? Yeah. I mean, you'd start Ridley and Julio. It's not crazy. You're not comfortable.
It feels crazy. They're just not a high volume passing offense. That's why you like Ridley and Julio.
No, the Titans are top 5 in passing attempts. So no problem.
Say the Titans?
The Titans are top 5 in passing attempts. Go ahead, look it up.
I might
if you want to.
It sounds suspicious.
I already looked it up. Devontae Adams, 10 for 121 and 2 touchdowns. Just steady.
He's just very good.
I think this city is the second highest points per game total ever by a wide receiver.
Yeah, if he hadn't missed a couple games with injury, it's got to be record breaking.
Yeah. Nope, that's not Tyreek Hill. Kiki Kuti, 8 for 141.
So the one you saw was Taysom Hill.
Yeah, I don't want to talk
New
about
Orleans Saints with a very solid quarterback performance.
Yeah, we don't really talk about
actually throwing the ball in that game.
Here.
I don't know. He's worth talking about.
Nah. Travis Kelce, 8 for 136 and a touchdown.
Kelsey's a beast. If it weren't for Waller's giant week, Kelsey,
we talked about it. I'm drafting him early next year. I don't care.
I like it.
I'm gonna draft him.
He's getting a tiny bit up there in age, but he still looks very in his prime.
Yeah, at least for one more year.
Nick Sky.
Justin Jefferson, 9 for 121 and a touchdown.
I like it a lot.
Poppy Likey, yeah. After a rough almost first half from Aaron Jones, ends up with 130 yards rushing and a touchdown, along with a few catches.
My new dynasty running back that I traded for.
Oh, I like
it's working out so far.
Yep, got some good matchups for the rest of the season going forward. So, again, I also like that he gets some passing work.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited to have him in dynasty.
Marvin Hall gone. Kenny Galladay hurt. Marvin Jones, 8 for 116 and a touchdown.
It's just hard to rely on Marvin Jones week in and week out. He has some good games.
Yeah, but I guess if there's no other wide receivers...
Quintez Cephas gets a touchdown.
He did. Yeah, for sure. He didn't really get any other catches, so I think you can still sneak him in.
Lions rookie Quintez Cephas. Write it down if you're in a dynasty league.
For sure. T.Y. Hilton, do we want to just touch on it?
We got to talk about it. So the thing I'll say, we said it before the game. Again, I'd heard it all over the place. T.Y. is just great against Houston, and he was, and I don't think he's going to be great again against anybody else.
We even talked about this early in the year. There's some, NFL truths that are just going to be the way they are.
No sense.
It's just going to happen every single time.
And there it was. So
you can't explain it.
Good work. If you want to pick him up next year off waivers to play against Houston, there you go.
Do it. Dalvin Cook, 120 yards rushing, 6 catches for 59 yards as well.
So, Dalvin actually finished better than it felt like when we were watching the game.
Yeah, he was struggling early on, and he didn't score any touchdowns. So he's been good for about a 40-yard touchdown every game and just didn't pull that one off. So many quarterbacks here. David Montgomery, 72 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns.
Game. Yeah, so if you can get this out of David every time, he's probably not one of your stud running backs that you've been using, but if you can flex him, they've got pretty good matchups going forward.
Logan Thomas in this game, 9 for 98 and a touchdown. It's 9 targets, 9 catches.
Yeah, that's great targets for a tight end. So that's one of the things that's been tough to find with tight ends is all of them kind of have that shot at a touchdown, but a lot of them don't have.
But here's his last 5: 6, 5, 5, 4, 9.
I like it. I think that Logan Thomas you can roll with
quantity at least.
Yeah, you're feeling good about it.
And that's with Alex Smith and those.
That's true.
For PPR 7.3, 10.5, 3, 13.5, 25. So I mean, he's becoming reliable and among the cruddy tight end landscape that we have.
One of the more targeted tight end.
For sure. And honestly, he's not widely owned, I don't think. Let's check his 40% rostered. So
that's interesting.
Steelers are going to have one or two shots to the side and a Hail Mary maybe.
All right, we'll see how it goes.
Michael Thomas, slow start, but 9 for 105. Ty Johnson that we mentioned before, 104 rushing. James Robinson, still having an okay day.
Talk about the New England wide receiver. Just, again, the best team to find a guy that nobody's ever heard of to have a good game. Olazewski?
Yeah.
Interesting.
104, but, I mean, it's only 1 catch for a touchdown.
Is that it?
Yeah, he did have a return for a touchdown.
Okay,
so,
that's what I meant. So I didn't realize that Olazewski was the returner on that one.
Return guy.
Let's talk about Gesicki real quick. Gesicki,
11 targets.
Yeah, some people have gotten frustrated with him and dropped him, but I think that's 2 games with a touchdown in a row. Made a great one-handed catch. We've talked about he's just an athletic guy, real good measurables.
Same thing last 4, 5 targets, 5, 5, 11. I mean, this game was kind of an anomaly and quarterback switching.
So just the quick note that Tua was the quarterback in this game, and he was the one who. So it makes a difference at which guy is the quarterback of how much they target. Fitzpatrick classically does not target the tight end, but we'll see who it is going forward. Gesicki, he's on the waivers in our co-managed league, and we have Hunter Henry, and I'm tempted to grab him. In the event that Hunter Henry goes down, I think he's a serviceable backup.
James Robinson, 78 yards rushing, a touchdown, good. 6 catches. That's where it is. 6 catches for 30 yards.
Good for James.
Jonathan Taylor looked like
showing some life, a little bit of life.
A stud. Only 13 carries for 91 yards.
Should we give him this one? There you go. Just giving you everything you got.
Yeah. You guys like Cole Kmet?
I like that he got a touchdown. He seems like a good guy. Like all his stuff.
I don't want to value anybody based on the team this year. You know what I mean? I don't want to. It's not a good judgment when the team is such a.
I personally
that it is.
Just Bears fans on the whole, our reaction was just being upset at the pick in the NFL draft because they had just signed Jimmy Graham for way too much money, who looked washed when he was playing with Green Bay, and then they go out after signing him and draft a tight end. So maybe you're playing for the future, but really the Bears window is pretty, you just got a new quarterback. You're trying to win. They needed line help. I wish they would have taken an offensive lineman. But again, I think Bears fans as a whole have grown to they've done some little bio pieces on the Bears site, and he seems like a decent guy. He's plays well. But again, I don't know that he's a game changer.
I don't have anything as a knock on him yet.
Yeah.
He seems okay.
And hopefully he develops into a usable piece where they don't need another. He seems to block well. He's a big guy.
Right.
But he was one of the top probably 4 prospects for tight ends in that draft.
He was the number 1.
It was also billed as a not very strong tight end draft. But
yeah, it was a weak tight end draft, but he was the number 1. So, but yeah, 3 catches and a long touchdown to go with the rushing yards for Jonathan Taylor.
Your boy Russell
Wilson
got over 20.
But here's the thing:
he hasn't been burning the house down anymore.
No, he has not. The last 4 games: 14, 28, 21, 22.
Okay, and that is after his read some of those earlier numbers. So he was up in the 40s for
40s, high 40s,
40, 40, 50, 30, 30, 40, 40, 30, 14, and then it was just.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it hasn't been as good for. He just kind of hit that wall a little bit. I was watching a show today where they're talking about how at the beginning of the year, everybody's like, oh, yeah, like MVP. And now people are like, maybe not. Maybe gets a vote or two. Like,
he's
keep it going.
Definitely falling off. We got a recipe coming up here in the news stream. Let's save that for later.
All right. Bam's in there, spewing the Packer love. All right, good for you guys. Looks like your year. I don't know if anybody in that division's coming for you, but we'll see how the playoffs go.
All right, so that game's over. Some betting action tonight. We have.
There we go. Bam. Pockets on there with the Green Bay always chokes.
We have the Bills. I have the Bills plus 10 or minus 10. So big bet there. And I got Deebo Samuel scoring the first touchdown on Mike's recommendation. So kind of cross betting there, but
Bam
it's
asked
okay.
which one of us is stud. Do you really have to ask Bam? Is it not obvious? I am stud 300 in the Discord.
He is self-proclaimed.
I actually made that handle for my just playing video games when I was in college, and it was a much more accurate moniker back then than it is now.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was.
I still have that studly spirit, the voice too.
Oh man, here we go. You are indeed a stud. There you go.
Thank you very much.
He needed that.
I'm glad someone knows.
Manatee Handies, welcome in. I'm making the playoffs in both leagues. One of them is the 1 seed. That is nice. It's especially if you can get a bye the first week.
So we did. Even if we lose, I believe we've locked up the 1 seed in our co-managed league, and I locked up the 1 seed in Dynasty. So we got a couple. It's gonna make it again. I love having the bye just from a strategic point of view, but there's that week where you're just. It's like,
don't get hurt. Please don't get hurt. Please don't get hurt.
Also, it's just like, man, I feel like, I feel less invested for this 1 week. But sure. Definitely you're just worried about the health. Bless the knees.
Bless the knees always.
So we'll see what happens. Again, I talked about the other leagues. I'm going to make the playoffs. I'll be the 1 seed in one, and then I'm low on the totem. I'll probably end up playing Nick pretty quick in our keeper league, and his team, it's better than mine. I really need Josh Jacobs to come back.
You were hating on my
healthy.
team before. You were hating on it.
Well, again, if Russell and DK can just
now.
fall off the cliff right now, which it's trending that way. So
it is definitely going that direction.
Nobody's invincible at any time. And Derrick Henry, you thought everybody was just proclaiming the Derrick Henry owner, the winner of leagues.
Honestly, in the days of old, you were almost at least with your better players guaranteed a certain threshold of points, 8, 9, 10 points.
You're talking to a guy.
You're not guaranteed anything.
You're talking to a guy who played Miles Sanders and got 3 points against the Green Bay Packers, who have given up the most rushing yards.
To everyone.
What, just the Eagles? All right, let's talk. Can we pivot to the Eagles here? Let's address the chat real quick.
Let's check the chat. Stay healthy, Dalvin Cook. Yeah. I haven't, I don't know. Madison seems to be out now, but I have him.
Do you believe Pocket stat here? This is a wild
20th
stat.
year with my friends back home league. Number 1 seed has never won the championship.
That is unbelievable.
Honestly, I've seen it happen.
20 years in a row, the one that had the best regular season doesn't win that
seems unlikely.
It seems like it'd be hard to do.
Yeah, it's happened every year in our league, though. Isn't Madison out? He is right now, but maybe not in the future.
Yeah, so Madison had his appendix out, so he's going to probably be out at least next week, and then I would imagine he could be back. Right. We had another player that not lost their appendix, but had their appendix removed this year. I'm trying to remember who it was. I want to say it was a tight end. I'll comb my brain for it, but
Rona, maybe I don't remember. I dropped his ass. He dropped the extra organs. Oh my god, it's getting wild in the chat now.
Well, Alexander Madison has 3 tough matchups for the end of the year. So even if let's say Cook goes down, he comes in, he's not guaranteed to just be a great start.
I was going to mention there's a guy in our league. He has been playing in fantasy for 30 or 40 years now. When he started playing fantasy, they had to call in to the guy's voicemail and get their picks in right at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. And that's how the waiver wire worked. And you had to let him know who you were starting every week.
All right, the chat's getting lit. We're gonna have a Monday beer.
Panic basket. Ooh, beer on a Monday.
Well,
I like it.
This is because of my redraft league team. It just makes me want to drink.
Is MG3 matchup proof now?
So I need Zach Moss to have 50, 60 points, and then just everybody on my opponent's team to have 0.
Yeah, I don't think
he's
that's
got 4 guys, and I've got Zach Moss left. I think he's up by 50.
Stud is getting lit too. Okay, Mr. Stud, rate my trade. What do you think? Moderately average. Whoa, was there a trade?
So there was one that was posted in the Discord that I was not a big fan of. So if it was the
this is a Bambo asking here.
All right, you got to read it out to me.
Let's see. Is it just in the general chat? Mahomes and Cooks for Rodgers, Thielen, Tim Patrick.
Okay, so if that's the one, I advised against it. I didn't like it. Again, Rodgers has some nice matchups coming up. I'd rather have Thielen than Cooks. Cooks also has tough matchups coming up.
Cooks is questionable. So really, are you thinking, would you trade Mahomes for Thielen and Patrick?
Patrick, I could, yeah.
I'd rather have Rodgers. I'd rather have Rodgers, Thielen, Patrick.
I agree. And again, just matchup-wise, I think that's better.
Yeah.
So
I think that's the way I would go on that side.
And he keeps saying, I have Devontae and DK, though. Well, if you still need other good players.
Yeah, that's okay. You still need a flex. You can flex Thielen then. No problem. And Aaron's been fine.
But he's also not trading for a running back in it. He's trading for another wide receiver.
Right. And Mahomes hasn't been phenomenal in all of his games this year.
No,
he's on a good
been
streak.
Very good as an NFL quarterback, but he hasn't just been.
Is this an ad? I wish it was an ad.
Who is higher on the year for fantasy points? It's got to be Mahomes, right?
It's Mahomes. Yeah.
But Rodgers has been up there. He's been good.
Let me check.
I'm curious.
Quarterback season total.
So Nick asked me before the show who I would.
Mahomes is ahead of Rodgers by like 25 points.
Okay. Nick asked me before the show who would score first in this game. So I said Deebo Samuel. Looks like the 49ers. What are they
trying
at, 30?
Trying to blow it.
Trying to blow it. So we'll see. Looks like Mullins got stepped on. A real Mullins.
Yeah, Deebo TD would be nice. I would want to keep the Rodgers to Adams combo. Yeah. Also, you get the Rodgers-Adams stack with that as well.
I don't know. I'm not a huge stack guy, but
what? Always
that's a good one. That's probably top 3 stacks. You got Mahomes, Hill, Rodgers, Adams.
Yeah, anytime you combine it with a stud
and
wide
maybe
receiver.
would you put number 3? I got mine in mind. See if you can guess it.
Yeah, but Patty versus Atlanta week 16 fighting for the number 1 seed. Maybe. What's your number 1 stack?
So again, my
Christian
number
McCaffrey
1
and whoever's playing quarterback for
there you go.
the Panthers.
Now the first one I said was Mahomes and Hill. Second one, Rodgers and Adams. And then you know who the third one is?
Dak Lamb.
When that was happening, I was a fan, but it's your stack, man. It's the Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf stack. I think that's the third best. If anybody's got a better one, shout it out.
In the chat too. I don't know. The Herbert Keenan Allen stack has been pretty solid too for a long time.
Yeah. So
what happened?
Disappeared this past week. New England, they're good against rookies basically, and Bill Belichick, he got in his head, kicked some stuff around.
Bill Belichick.
There you go. I got it for you. And now,
We're on to Cincinnati.
And now they're on to the next one. Oh, yeah. So let's talk about Swifty. Is he coming back next week? Is he going to be good?
He'll be fine. Right. Look at Thielen's matchups down the line: Tampa Bay, Chicago, New Orleans. Look at Chicago. They're a mess right now. Tampa Bay is allowing touchdowns from everywhere.
Banjo Matui throwing out a stack, and again, it sounds good on paper, but the Kyler and DeAndre Hopkins stack actually hasn't been burning the world down.
Right.
I started Tannehill over Kyler, and it worked out for me this week. Yeah. So some of these guys who you like, can you? Maybe I'm getting into the area of maybe I start somebody over Kyler, maybe I start somebody else over Lamar, maybe I start.
I think that's just a good way to look at fantasy in general. Don't get stuck in a rut of even. I love just putting a guy in and setting it and forgetting it. But there's something to be said too for keeping an eye on it, making sure there's not some better options out there.
So I played I think Tannehill over Kyler, and I think in one I played Kirk Cousins over Lamar. So we'll see what Lamar does on Tuesday. But the other guy who I almost did was I almost went back to Carr after getting burnt the week before against Atlanta.
Right.
Couldn't do it. I was listening to the footballers, and they were saying, man, can you imagine if you played Carr, lost because he sucked, dropped him, the other guy picked him up, and then you lost to him because he was good. He said, that would be the touchdown. Car running over you in forward, and then the car kicking it into reverse and running over you. And again, what a great analogy.
Pun intended or no pun intended?
So intended.
I hope Juszczyk is down here, and I hope they don't get it on 4th down, unless it's to Deebo.
Yeah, I get turning down Pat Mahomes is tough because he is very good. But again, if you just look purely at the numbers, cover up their numbers and look at them, and then look at the wide receivers. Brandon Cooks.
It's not as flashy, but it's the same production.
Cooks was the man in that last game. Kuti came in, and Kiki was pretty good. So, if he had blown up in that game, maybe it makes a little more sense to me.
Bearfin Paul, he got hurt in the first quarter.
Hurt his foot and went out.
Toe. Said toe injury.
Okay, that's part of the foot.
It is. But I was being a little more specific.
Succinct. Yes. Yeah. There you go.
Ty Johnson. Okay, we're looking at some waivers here. Ty Johnson available on waivers, even in our dynasty league.
Top pickup.
How much are we spending on Ty Johnson?
Maybe maybe I just try and get him without any fab bid. I don't know. It's late in the year though, so if you want
late in the year, I think people are into unloading.
I want to say Ty Johnson's 24. Was he on the Lions last year?
I believe he was on the Lions. Okay, I think that's still in the Lions jersey in his profile.
Got to start for the Lions for a little bit of time, became nothing. That also is something you can take into account when you're trying to pick him up. He did have an opportunity. Again, it was with the Lions. They were bad. Matt Patricia was awful. Nobody likes him.
Notoriously bad for running back.
I keep hearing more stories about people just flaming Patricia and saying how awful he was, and it makes me so happy.
I love it.
So that's just interesting and fun facts. But
sliding face first into playoffs with Jacobs and Gibson, I'm probably all in on Ty. Yeah, I think you're not alone on that.
I think Jacobs. There's a good chance that Jacobs could come back next week. I thought that he probably would play this week. He didn't, but
Jacobs is starting to scare his owners. This is a couple years in a row now.
Yeah, he gets hurt. He has a bruising running style. It's similar to like James Conner if you watch him, and he's not a giant guy. Well, you didn't have to this week. Instead, you got the Snell show, and it doesn't smell good. It smells bad.
I see.
You like it?
Yeah, I like it.
Intended.
I'm into it. All right. Next on the list, T.Y. Hilton. How much we spent on T.Y.?
Nothing. Again, I think it was one good game that you could maybe try and play him against Houston, but he's been classically bad all year, and I'm not into it.
If I were to do the trade, I would flex Corey Davis, T. Higgins, Gaskin, Kenyon, or Mixon if he returns. Highly doubt he returns.
Yeah, Mixon, I don't know, man. And that team with a backup quarterback and a bad line.
I still like Thielen over Corey Davis, don't you?
Let's say Joe Mixon does come back. Are you excited to play him? Like, do you think he's going to be any good?
Yeah.
I'd be worried about him.
I think he'll be better than David Montgomery rest of the season.
No chance. We should revet.
Banjo Matui, probably lost my first round buy unless Allen goes crazy.
It's Susie Vert. Happy to see you. What's good? Everything. Football,
everything's
beer,
so good.
America
could be better. Just as a whole.
We're doing our best, man. We're going to get through it. We're going to get through it together.
Oh, man. Cam Akers may be available in some leagues this week.
Yep. So I have him. I picked him up last week. I played
21 rushing attempts, 72 yards.
Played him in one, had him on a bench. He did pop up with a shoulder questionable. I don't think they actually had practice today. It was like an anticipated what would he be if they did practice.
Right.
I don't think it's too serious. It wasn't anything you saw happen in the game and him leave, I don't believe. You could vet me on that. But, yeah, I'm in on Akers. I think I'm actually going to have to play him in one of my leagues because I don't have anybody. Because Miles Sanders is no good anymore.
Nope. No, he's not. All right, yeah, no, I'd spend a lot on Cam Akers, especially in Keeper Dynasty if he's available for any reason. Also, Thielen versus Jefferson. Oh, man, this guy wrenching Patty. Why? What? Who's hurting who?
I think he's talking about his trade. Gut wrenching because he wants Patty Mahomes. Gotcha. Oh, Patty, why? It looks good when he's on your bench. You look at him.
I know. Bill just coughed it up first play fumble. That's fine. As long as it goes to Debo. This is going in my favor.
And I like Patrick Mahomes.
This is Ver. Welcome in, buddy. What's going on? So I'm making the playoffs because the person I'm playing pulled some of his players all for a better playoff spot.
It's a strategy that sometimes works out, but sometimes it does not. So maybe he thought he was going up against the guy with Antonio Gibson. He was worried, and Antonio Gibson goes out. You never know what's going to happen. It's a tricky business. But yeah, Pat Mahomes, love him. My dynasty quarterback.
So is this a defensive touchdown then? If he fumbles it? Okay, no. He fumbled it at least into bounds.
That's Zach Moss. That's the guy I needed to do well tonight. He fumbled the ball. Hasn't been good. He was one that I picked up in a lot of late rounds in the draft.
Does that go as an Allen fumble? Since I don't know if Moss ever had it.
Okay. Lost it.
That may be the case. We'll find out. All right. What about Chris Hansen?
And it is recovered by the IDP player I'm going against, so definitely going to lose that one. But again, overall, I should win. Should win 3. Lose 1, and then 1 is up in the air.
He never had it. That's going to go against Allen, I think.
I'm okay with that.
Are you going to play well? Maybe. I don't like the wide receivers from
Debo's back. It'll be interesting because we haven't got to see a lot of times where Debo and Ayuk were on the field. It'll be interesting to see if I heard it explained as like, are they going to make each other better, or are they just going to like kind of split each other's value? You know, will half go to one, half go to the other, and they kind of do the same thing, or will they be able to kind of create some openings for each other?
Right.
Keep an eye on it. I did pick up Deebo Samuel off of the waivers in
Ayuk touchdown.
We'll
see. What about Chris Hansen, wide receiver for Houston?
To catch a predator. No, I don't know, man. Like,
I'm not interested.
Talk about him. Yeah, I got nothing.
I'm skipping over him. 7 targets, 5 catches, 101 yards.
It's Chad Hansen.
I know. That's what I said. Tim Patrick, 2 more touchdowns.
Oh.
Is Tim Patrick now underrated?
Let's see. Let me just glance at his numbers. He's just a little hit or miss, but he's very usable. He should be rostered.
In the ones he's played, right? His last 8. 12, 20, 12, 6. 0, he didn't play.
Not in.
11, 8, 14 and a half. And then, I don't know what this is. He only had 2 targets last week against New Orleans. And then this week, 4 for 44 and 2 touchdowns. So, I mean, he's actually
you glossed over the 0 for New Orleans. But,
yeah, the 0 for New Orleans.
0's not good.
0's not good.
Man, that was because of the hitting, though. That's what that was.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody had points.
Gotcha. So, a guy that we played, we were between like Gurley, Duke Johnson, and Jerry Jeudy. So, Duke Johnson got a couple points, and I was like, oh, okay. Gurley went out there, laid an egg, got like 3 points. I was like, all right, we're gonna look smart because we played Jeudy, and Jeudy gets away with 1 catch for like 1.5 points.
Yep, not good.
So yeah, Denver, I don't know, man. All those receivers right now.
Font had the targets at least, but
Drew Lock just hasn't been the man. Font actually had of all of them the best game.
That's really the only guy Drew Lock throws it to. Him and Tim Patrick.
There you go.
All right, and I don't think we're interested in any of these other guys. Logan Thomas.
Yeah, Logan Thomas would be a guy I'd be interested in.
I agree.
Let's say that maybe they get a good matchup and Connor is still out and Snell's out there. I'd be curious to see if against a softer matchup if he gets has a better game. But J.D. McKissick is a guy that I'll be trying to pick up, especially if you hear news that Antonio
Gibson.
Yeah, Antonio Gibson's out. Because again, he just got a lot of points, gets a ton of targets from Alex Smith when he's the guy.
Right. You picked the wrong wide receiver, Mike.
Oh, yep. They're the same guy. No, they have very similar kind of playing style. Yep. I was in the right area, wrong address.
All right. Are we dropping Devontae Booker?
Yeah.
I think so too. Frank Gore?
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
Nobody has Frank Gore on their team.
16,000 people did this week.
Oh, they just like him because he's been around.
They're
all Doug's teams.
Travis Fulgham?
The Fulgham, no more ham. The tank is empty.
Roster percentage, and it doesn't give it to me here.
So Bam called Ayuk. We have to check if that's true.
Frank Gore is 50% rostered right now.
50? I don't know.
Crazy.
People thought maybe that was going to be his game, but
it wasn't.
No, thank you.
Fulgham
gone.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
Jacoby Myers.
Jacoby Myers has been he's been okay.
8, 11, 23, 15, 5, 8, 2.
I don't know, man. 5-8-2. They got tough matchups coming up. I think you could definitely drop him.
Yeah, getting rid of him. Kyle Rudolph.
Rudolph, the red zone reindeer,
couldn't capture the magic.
No, they wouldn't let poor Rudolph play in any football games.
No.
And 0 points.
So he's too old.
So, too old. Yeah, 0 points. The goose egg.
Can I offer you a nice egg in this trying time?
Don't like it.
Yeah. Giovanni Bernard, 6'7", 6'4".
Yep, saw that coming.
Oof.
Dropped him 2 weeks ago, I think. Gio, again, run behind a bad line. He's
great
not
stash,
great.
though.
Great stash. Not on your bench, on his face.
His face.
Just got to clarify.
Brian Hill?
What did Brian Hill even do? No,
almost nothing.
When he got the opportunity.
5 for 18 rushing.
When Gurley was out, Ito was more the guy that got points, which is not what you would have expected. Not what I would have expected, but Ito then is the next guy.
Ito was also dropped because 8 for 36 and
if Gurley's
1 catch.
in, you definitely don't want either of them. If Gurley's out, it
you don't want
appears
either
from
of
that
them.
one sample size that Ito would be the one of the two you want, but you probably don't want either.
Yeah.
They got tough matchups going the rest of the year. That's why I didn't like Gurley before the injury.
And Trey Burton, after 9.5, 12 points, now 1 catch.
Yeah, 1 or 2 targets. I know they threw the ball to Mo Alley Cox 3 times. They just got more than 1 tight end, and you never know who it's going to be. I don't know. I think if you're desperate, you can play him, but don't like it.
I don't like it either. I do not like it either. All right, let us know in the chat if you're making the playoffs, if you're playing any money leagues. How many of your leagues are money leagues?
All but 1. Not giant money. The most is 100, 200, and the least is probably. I think they're all around $100.
Should we up it? Should we up the buy-ins
for Dynasty?
Maybe
only
for
Dynasty
only
for Alex and
redraft.
Andrew.
What about
or we
for
should just let them
redraft?
play for free. But
Alex and Andrew.
Yeah.
Why? Just because they're the most active?
I don't know, man. They're making trades. They're just trading away all their good pieces.
They keep trading them to each other. That's the problem.
38 draft picks apiece on where they can't keep any of them. But now we're going to add the taxi squad. It's all going to be okay.
All right. Some news from Reddit. Let's see. David Montgomery is the RB11 on the season now in PPR. That's kind of surprising.
It is. Again, those last 2 games are good. They pushed him up a bit.
Is that more respect for him?
No, it highlights how bad the running backs have been this year. Marcy in 2 leagues, 1 free, and she'll be in the playoffs in both. So congratulations.
All right. 2 leagues, 1 free. Barf. I'll be in the playoffs in both. There you go.
Playoffs are good. I think I saw the Marcy's like a sales rep for like Nintendo. That's a cool job. I didn't know that.
That is cool. Pocket 3 money leagues. Yeah, I need a little bit more interest than free leagues.
Again, I think it helps keep people interested. It's nice to win some money at the end, like to just get a payoff. The family league, it's all about pride. We got the championship belt I bought, and I'm trying to retain. It doesn't look great, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm not trying to out you. I want to try a vampire league next year.
Let's do it. Saying that. If you make it, I'm sure I will join it. But
let's do it.
It is what it is.
Alrighty. Let's see here. People want to talk about Kiki a little bit more too.
Go for it. Tell me about the Kiki. Reddit. He's your guy. You had him in the past. You have him again.
I don't know. I just don't know how to comp him. Like, I don't know what type of player he is. He seems more like a Landry type than anything, but I don't know.
He's not like a target monster.
I think that's what he's kind of made to be. He's not large. He's not huge.
Speedy.
He's small though.
Small, speedy guy.
Yeah.
Coming to Brandon Cooks. I don't know.
Let's do DraftKings next year. I'll set up a room every week. We got to set up for the right amount of people. That's the tough thing about those.
You, me, and Pocket just every week playing for each other's money.
It's just a four person league. Just playing against
That's
each other.
Maybe Bam get in there.
Bambo.
We got a couple regulars in the chat now.
Izuzi Vert maybe want to hang out there.
Some names we recognize.
Oh man. And then maybe we should touch on Corey Davis a little more. Are we buying in? Are we starting him every week?
So I've got Corey Davis on 2 teams, and I don't know if I've ever had him in the starting lineup the whole year.
Like, I started him one time.
And I think I have to now. Like, there's a couple players that have been like that this year, and then as soon as I play them, though, they let me down. Like,
I think you just have to roll with that, though, don't you?
Yeah, you do. And again, it's a lot easier to have a team full of good wide receiving options. So it's like, all right, I could play. So the reason I haven't played him is because I've got in that league A.J. Brown, Robert Woods, and Tyler Lockett that I've been playing over him like every week. But Lockett's kind of been fading a little bit. I've been a little bit worried about him. I think he went out of the game to get checked on for a concussion, came back. It was kind of like Brandon Cooks. He just hasn't been what I need him to be to win this league. I need a guy who could put up 40, and Corey Davis just showed that he can do it. It can happen. A.J. Brown's been banged up. He got banged up again in that game, went out, came back. And A.J. Brown has been fading, and Corey Davis has been coming on, and Tannehill's been having to throw. Their defense, I was reading about like why they were having such issues. They got no pass rush.
Right.
Is one of the big problems with their defense. So people have been able to put up points on them. They've had to not just run with Derrick. Derrick Henry has, I think, still looked good when I've watched him running.
I agree.
Like, he's running people over. He's still a giant man who smashes, but
he looked a little soft.
He's getting
this
stuffed up.
It's okay.
Sometimes they're gang tackling him. They're looking for it. Teams, when teams are playing them, they're looking for that to happen. So,
is this game bad for Terry's future? I don't think so.
Terry McLaurin, this previous game,
it's not a positive, but
his quarterback situation is not great. You'd think if teams just had the brains to just cover him all the time. Although Sims made an awesome one-handed catch if you saw that.
You're thinking we're playing the Steelers defense in this one too.
Yeah, I'm going to say Terry's still very good. He gets a ton of volume on that team. He is the first, second, and third read for the quarterback. Besides the running back.
Marcio says we can invite both the Paul fans.
All right, I don't know if Lions fan even joined or followed or
right. Sohan, welcome in though. McCaffrey expected to return Sunday.
That would be lovely. What would be just the best thing in the world is if Christian McCaffrey put on his cape, came back, won me the Dynasty League, won us our joint team league. Christian, all is forgiven this whole year if he comes back and wins me the playoffs and the championship. Very nice, Christian.
Yeah. On on the Terry front, he was having like ankle issues, so could have been playing through.
Yeah, he's been a little banged up. I think he had that last week though, and he still had a good game. But yeah, Christian, my dynasty running back. Ride him till the wheels fall off.
Drew Brees spotted throwing at practice and tracking to play as early as week 14. What do you think?
I don't know, man. 11 broken ribs. Even if you play, you get hit one time with 11 broken ribs that are like just healing up. I don't know. I don't know how long exactly it takes a rib to heal, but you'd think longer.
Right. Who has the most? Actually, I'm gonna question you on this.
All right, I'm gonna look. I could cheat, but I'm gonna
give me the 5 most touchdowns by a running back right now.
By a running back.
So another way to word it is running backs with the most touchdowns. Give me top 5.
So Todd Gurley's got to be one of them.
Don't look.
All right, I'm not trying not to look.
I got to find out where this was.
I thought you knew.
He is not on the list.
Todd Gurley not on the list. That's surprising to me.
It's not even by running backs, by anybody. Most rushing touchdowns by a player.
Oh, by a player. Cam Newton on the list?
He is on the list.
Okay, so
tied for third.
Cam's had a lot. Gurley's had a lot.
Marcio says Gibson. Kelsey didn't get any rushing touchdowns.
It's not going to be Lamar. Trying to think of guys that have been good. Zeke had some at the beginning of the year, but then he kind of faded away.
I'll give Marcio the Gibson. One.
Gibson was one of them?
Yep.
Interesting.
Tied for third with Cam at 11.
Dalvin Cook?
Yep, number 1. Pocket got in the chat as well.
Did he get in it? So let's see. How many have we got? We got 4 out of the 5 now?
You got 3.
We got 3?
You had Cook, Newton, Gibson.
Oh, probably not Josh Allen. Any other quarterback on the list?
Yes.
Oh. Is it Josh Allen?
No.
Oh. Again, I don't think it's Lamar because he hasn't been awesome.
All right. It's Kyler Murray.
Okay, that's 10. A good one. I wouldn't have got Kyler.
And number 2 on the list, Derrick Henry.
Okay, Derrick Henry was one that I was thinking. But
12 rushing touchdowns.
He just gets like 5 in a game, and then he disappears for a game, huh? Yeah. Okay. I thought it's interesting.
Another note on here, according to Reddit, Chiefs have gone 70% pass heavy over the last 5 games.
Well, let's talk about Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Did you play him?
I did.
Okay, so sorry for that.
I was already going to lose, so it didn't really affect anything.
But yeah, it's like just as a fantasy player, if they could just say like, hey, like he's going to be active,
but he's not really going to be.
He's just in case, so we need it. Like,
right.
They did do that this year one time with Leonard Fournette.
Right.
And it's like, thank you for just saying like,
right.
He's kind of a break.
Why you gotta be a dick about it and not say anything?
Does it give you that much of like a competitive advantage? Again, obviously, but what's also worth noting is that Le'Veon Bell, if Clyde Edwards had been inactive, I probably would have played, got like 7 or 8 points. So
nothing great, but
wasn't great. But they're just passing the ball, man. They don't like to run it very much, and they haven't needed to.
Darren Waller's 45 points PPR is the 4th most by a tight end.
RC had Henry. She knew it. She knew it the whole time.
Yeah, you can say that in the chat late, but I don't know if I believe it. All right, I'll trust you. The Browns have claimed Marvin Hall from Detroit.
Okay, so Marvin Hall was that 3 years ago. He was a rookie, and he bounced around. I think, was he on the Bears for a short amount of time?
I don't think so.
All right, I might be thinking of another guy.
We had a defensive back with last name Hall, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. No, there was a wide receiver. Okay. I'll look up who it is, but just because I'm curious. But all right, tell us about Marvin Hall. You know anything?
Nope.
No. Okay, that's about all.
He's just going to the Browns.
There you
That's
go.
it. Todd Gurley is dealing with a knee injury.
Yeah, all the time. I don't know, man. He looked bad in that last game. They got tough matchups. I'm not trying to play Gurley. We've still got him on a bench if we're desperate. But
DJ Moore going to the COVID list. That's of serious note.
It's pretty early in the week, but if he misses this next game, it'd be interesting. You got to think it helps Robbie Anderson.
If he's out, I would say, yeah.
Yeah, I think that Robbie's gotten pretty solid targets, but again, could add 2 to 3 more targets to him.
I read that as Citrus Samuel too, but
Curtis Samuel
as well.
That's the one that will help the most, you would imagine.
You would think, yeah. It would be more of that role. Most points scored in the NFL this season, legendary Young Ho Koo, 32 of 33, 97% on field goals this season, and 7 of 7 from 50 plus.
We got the helmet right here.
We do have the helmet.
Courtesy of Pocket. So, Young Ho. You got to love Young Ho.
Yeah.
Won't let you down.
See. Rams, Cam Akers popped up in the injury report today and did not practice.
So I think Emmanuel Hall is the guy that I was thinking of, who's a wide receiver rookie who was like had a decent kind of pedigree.
Yeah, you're right.
Before the draft.
There was some free agent after draft.
I believe he had an injury for the the team formerly known as the Washington Redskins. I caught myself, and so he's been out on the IR for them all year. But he was another guy where I actually looked at Antonio Gandy-Golden, the rookie that they drafted, who was a wide receiver, and thinking he might get some play time because Hall and I believe one of their other guys got an injury at the beginning of the season. I thought maybe they'd have to throw it to somebody besides Terry. I was wrong. I was incorrect. Nope. That was not the situation. They're only throwing it to Terry and the running backs and a tight end.
Let's see. Bamboo. I countered the guy with Patty. Oh, okay. Adam Thielen and Gaskin for Patty and Godwin. Aaron Thielen, Gaskin for Patty and Godwin. I mean, it's better. It's better. I don't love Godwin though. Yeah, and you're giving up a running back. I don't know. I still don't love it. I'd probably hold. I'm coming for that helmet in the community league next year. I don't know if I'm putting it up for the prize.
Oh no, this is all the helmets we got to keep.
This is never leaving here except going back to Pocket whenever he asks for them.
We'll have to come up with some kind of prize. Yeah, I was thinking just straight cash and alcohol, but
right. Of course, Adam Gay says he's the one that fired Greg Williams,
and he's been calling the play. Not been calling the plays, maybe calling the plays.
Oh my God. My RB death is Chubb, Jacobs, Kenyon, Gaskin, and Mixon on IR.
I can't.
I guess you can use it. You lose a depth.
All of Adam Gase this year.
Faking him out with a decoy.
Mike, what do you like rest of the season? Godwin or Thielen?
Thielen.
I would do too. So
Thielen finds the end zone.
I'm still holding Bambo.
He just gets better volume.
He just wants.
Yeah, I know. If you hate
bad.
Thielen and Rodgers, I get it. Like, we're Bears fans.
Yeah.
Ship him away, but. And all of a sudden, listen to the news to figure out what's going on with Gibson's foot. But if he's going to miss time, all of a sudden McKissick's back in play.
Yeah, but I don't know if they would run it with McKissick. It seems like they would go Peyton Barber.
Nah, man, McKissick, he's just going to get 10 targets a game again. All of a sudden,
10 targets, but he's not going to get any rushing work.
Don't need it.
Well, I agree with that somewhat. The rushing work is kind of needed as well if he's not going to get a ton of passing work. Peyton Barber had 14 carries in this one. Only for 23 yards, though, and a touchdown.
But 14 for 23 is not great.
It is pretty poor, actually. Wouldn't like that.
We need more dogs.
How about Doug Peterson saying he still hasn't made a decision on who's going to start at quarterback?
Got to be Hurts, right? Did you watch that game?
I did.
Okay.
Some of it.
So
I didn't watch it.
Carson, he's been just very, very bad. And
yeah, I know that.
They've been like, we're going to put Hurts in. They put him in for that one play, and then they took him out after he completed a pass to Alshon. Right. Only catch that Alshon had caught all year, making his however many millions of dollars for that one catch. Congratulations, Alshon.
A lot.
And they put in Hurts. It's a spark. They come back. They're back in it. They kind of push. Maybe they're going to be in this game. It just looked better. It looked better. They were more competitive. Hurts looked good. Like, it was a small sample size. The next team will be able to game plan for him. But yeah, so maybe it's just coach speak and he's trying to get that competitive advantage, like who they're going to prepare for. But yeah, I think if I'm the coach, that's who I'm going with. Like, what do you got to lose at this point? You're still competing. You're sort of in the, the hunt. And if you can't keep doing what you're doing. Miles Sanders, that's
bad.
I was losing my mind with Miles Sanders against the Packers having 6 rushing attempts. What are you doing? I mean, I'm knocking things over with rage. Why? Peterson,
for the love of God.
Because again, it's easy to sit here and criticize coaches in the NFL. Like, it's got to be harder than it
Mike,
looks.
You're like a season and a half behind me.
What?
I had these same thoughts.
What
are
you doing? I don't understand. I can't wrap my head around it.
I don't get it.
Like, how can it look so much like they're just awful at coaching when they're the best coaches in the world? Like,
I don't know. You seen the Bears play?
I have seen them play.
What's your thoughts on Herbert rest of the year? I think the only thing this week did for me is it readjusts the floor. The floor is pretty low.
Well, I also, again, you wonder if maybe the Patriots lay out a little bit of a blueprint that people can follow against him, but I'm going to chalk it up to the Patriots. It's a tough matchup. Belichick's probably the best coach in the NFL, and I think, it's just you hope you shake it off, but you wonder if it rattles his cage a little bit, gets in the head a little bit.
Of note in this game, Devin Singletary out.
All right, so that's good for my fumbling Zach Moss.
Zach Martin, speaking of Zachs, placed on injured reserve for the Cowboys. So if you're a Zeke owner, it gets worse.
I think Zach Martin was a quarterback for my high school team for a while there.
I don't think it's the same
Different guy.
one.
He was very tall.
Very tall, okay. So it could be the same one then?
Maybe. So you're saying there's a chance.
Oh my
God. All right.
Montgomery over Gaskin rest of year?
Oh, yeah. All day.
I'll take Gaskin.
Smash the subscribe. Let's go, David.
I don't want to get behind any Bears players right now.
Bear time.
I don't want to give them any encouragement.
The Bears are who we thought they were.
I don't even know what that means anymore.
Somebody did post on here on Reddit, CH might be one of those dreaded active but not really active guys tonight. So there was warning on here.
Whole time, again, I even considered playing Lev Bell on the chance that was this thing, but he missed Friday practice. If a guy misses the full week of practice, that is a red flag that, it's going to be tough to trust that guy.
Montgomery has 3 good matchups. Yeah, I think the right answer is probably Montgomery.
Thank you.
We as much as I don't want to admit it, we just mentioned before, he's actually running back number 11 on the season now. So he's a running back 1. It's awful. Everything is awful, but it's okay.
Yeah, I'm going to get one for show. For show. I'm getting that for show.
Joe Mixon, let's touch on it again. Is he coming back? No, right?
I think he could, but I don't know that I even want to play him if he's back. Like, again, everything for that team with Joe Burrow, the Tiger King going down, it just ruined their season, man. Like, not that they were going to really compete this year, but it's all about next year.
Right.
So, heal up, Burrow. We liked watching you play.
Yeah. Zach Jones at MCHS.
Yep, it was right. So was Zach Jones.
Man, oh, man. Alrighty. So, yeah, I think there's a question already on here who the fumble is going to count against.
It looks like it's not showing up for Moss. So Moss has 2 rush attempts for 10 yards, 1 target for a reception for 5 yards, and no fumble showing up unless I expand it. No, so I'll probably go against Allen. Sorry about that.
Full box score.
So Singletary is back in the game.
Yeah, so it did count as a Josh Allen fumble.
Oh, sorry, Josh.
Throwing a slap shot here. In tonight's game, Cole Beasley, 4 for 74 and a touchdown already. That's a big day. Stephon Diggs, 4 for 31. Gabriel Davis, 1 for 22. I'm on Gabriel Davis watch tonight.
All right.
Still encouraged by what I've seen from him.
22-yard reception is not bad. It's a good catch.
Yeah, for sure. And Ayuk, 3 for 26 and a touchdown. Raheem Mostert back in this one. 6 for 25 rushing so far. Jeff Wilson also 5 rush attempts for 17 yards.
So the call in the game, the announcer actually said Zach Moss fumbles, but
Singletary is back in the game. So
yep, saw that. So good for his health, but not great for my Zach Moss.
Break my budget.
Always about us. Always about us. Alrighty. All right, that's the waivers portion and some notes. What do you got for us, Mike? Anything?
I'm just trying to think of other reaction. Jarvis having a decent day again. That's one of the things that if you've got Jarvis anywhere, or if he is, it may be available in a couple leagues. Probably not that,
right.
But I think that you can trust him a little bit more going forward. Pete Carroll did come out and say that he thought Chris Carson's still kind of dealing with a little bit of a foot injury, but Chris Carson was good in that game. Had 25-ish points?
No, 5. Just kidding. He had 20.
20, all right. Depends on your format. But
13 carries for 65 yards. We did get some passing work as well.
Yeah, so Chris Carson's been good.
3 catches of the 6 targets for 45 yards.
Yeah, you're mildly concerned about your wide receivers, but I think, so do you have to play Tyler Lockett for the Seahawks?
No.
So Corey Davis or Tyler Lockett? Corey Davis, right? Am I
Corey
making
Davis.
that pivot?
I think you are.
All right. I think I might be too. Just needed someone to talk me into
Corey
it.
Davis has just been more consistent.
We talked about in our Sunday show, Donovan Peoples-Jones is a rookie on the Browns who's shown some flashes of talent. He had a decent game. So if you're looking for a stash, if it's getting towards the end of your year and maybe you're not going to make a run this year, you got some older guys you want to dump and pick up some rookies with upside. Donovan Peoples-Jones is one of those guys. Quintez Cephas is on the Lions, is a guy that we talked about. Tyler Johnson, who was a wide receiver on Tampa Bay. It'll be curious to see what happens with that whole team. Tom's got another year on his contract. I don't think Gronk only had a 1 year. Is that correct?
Gronk's on a 1 year.
They could probably talk him into coming.
I think they could probably get him to do
Hey,
it.
Gronk, we'll give you a free boat trip and a sandwich.
Gaskin or Kenyon Drake rest of the season?
I'll go Kenyon Drake. Kenyon ended up having a pretty good game. We gave some start-sit advice before the game, just the rapid fire. We have like 5 to 10 minutes before the game when we're getting started. And we were actually, right about Drake. I think we gave the advice to start Fant. So the one that we gave, though, that we're waiting on is we told Marcy that we would play Dobbins over Wayne Gallman. Gallman had about 13 points in the league that kind of are scoring.
Which is good, yeah.
So not a bad day, but we'll see if
18
Dobbins...
and a half in our PPR league.
And I think we did call it be around that 10-point mark. So we like Dobbins' ceiling. And again, you got to imagine that the Ravens are going to be able to run the ball against the Cowboys.
You would hope.
I do
definitely hope. Let's talk about Adrian Peterson had 2 touchdowns. I mean...
Yeah, if Swift is out and Adrian's playing, I think you can play him. You're hoping for the touchdown.
So last 2 weeks, let's see, over 17 points.
Yeah, you're not
2
getting
touchdowns in
17 out of a
both
lot of
and
guys.
50 yards rushing. Pretty consistent there, actually. And kind of like at the beginning of the year with him not there as well. And Ravens defense, where's Dobbins at? I haven't checked in Ravens D. I have the Ravens D. I'm just sending them out there.
They play on Tuesday, so
they play tomorrow.
We got the Ravens Cowboys tomorrow night. I've got a lot of pieces going in that game tonight. I've got Zach Moss. I've also got Bass, the kicker, and so far no good.
Not so good.
Yeah, he's actually one of the top ranked. Why I picked him up? He's one of the highest point scorers on the year. So I thought maybe give T Bass a chance, and there's still a game left, but
Cooper Kupp. 8 catches, 73 yards.
Decent day.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. You haven't been wowed. Robert Woods having over 10 catches, I believe.
Yeah, Woods had a good game.
Tyler Hawkinson.
Hawkinson's we were talking about it. I think he's like the number 4 tight end on the year.
He's only going to help.
He's a must play. If you've got him as your tight end, you're rolling him out every time.
Julio Jones, 6 for 94. Back to not scoring touchdowns.
The Ravens, they ran into a tough defense in the Saints, and it just didn't get going for a lot of the guys.
Bambo just raging that I'm saying Tyler and not TJ.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, every couple episodes we're going to have to explain that Nick just makes up first names for guy. He just sees the first initial, makes up the first name, and that's what we're going with.
That's just sending.
So it's actually Thomas for TJ Hawkinson, and
now
it's Tyler.
I don't even call Brittany. I call her Prinnet.
Well, the thing is, there's not a lot of Hawkinsons in the NFL,
That's
so
true.
I think you'd be all right.
That's true.
They know who you're talking about. I get it.
Yeah, Adams, Rogers, Julio, highest paid wide receiver, and totally acting like it. Not. I don't know if I'm flaming him.
Had some hammy issues. He's been all right on the year for fantasy.
He's had hammies,
that whole team's had some issues this year. So
Tyreek Hill coming back to earth this game, 6 for 58.
Yeah, and again, he had a touchdown that they just nobody realized was actually a touchdown.
Nobody actually gave
so that
it
would have added to his fantasy total.
To Gyler, yeah. See, we're spelling it different. Oh, okay. So I need this Bills offense to step it up a little bit, get it done here. Is it Isaiah McKenzie? I think that's correct.
Yeah,
nice little reception there. Justin Smith-Schuster. Okay, everybody, put your best to troll first name in the chat.
Jambalaya Smith-Schuster.
Oh man, Allen Robinson, 6 for 75. Traquan, another touchdown.
Yeah, Traquan got a touchdown.
Making you think you can trust him.
James Washington. James Washington, I'd put in that Traquan category of a guy who's like on a pretty good team. He can get a touchdown. But he had a touchdown, James Washington, for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
David Moore.
So the Steelers game, Ben played. He looked all right. He's throwing touchdowns.
Right.
So if you're worried about Big Ben, if you got him, there were some questions about whether
no running attack from either side, though.
No, it was not a run-heavy game.
No, Beasles, another reception, having a good day.
Yeah, Beasley.
Tyler Lockett had nine targets, 6 catches, 63 yards. It's okay.
It's okay.
Mediocre.
I don't know. I'm starting to run into the big boys in the league now that we're getting into the playoffs.
Emmett Elliott. Oof. That's a rough one.
Emmett
Elliott.
Oh, I gotcha. I have missed it for a second. Now I'm back with you.
That one coming to straight from Banjo Matui.
Oh, very nice.
I want to see what Manatee Handies can come up with if they're still in the chat.
I'm concerned about what it possibly is.
Tanyan, 4 for 39 and a touchdown.
Just into some weird zoo stuff.
Right.
Anyways, moving on.
Tanyan, 4 for 39 and a touchdown.
Tanyan can always get a touchdown.
I dropped him, but last three, 15, 17 and a half, 14.
You've swayed me. I like Tanyan. If I could get him, I'll get him.
Touchdown the last three. Really, since Lazard came back, he's been really well.
So I actually
really
had
good.
two guys that almost gave me the goose egg.
Can I offer you a nice egg in this trying time?
So Jerry Jeudy managed to get the one reception to save his goosing day, and Hayden Hurst, another almost zero from Hayden. So, man, Hayden's kind of a guy got to roll out because there's not a lot of better options, and he's had some good games. But
yeah, we can go over some more poopers here. Sterling Shepard, 1 catch, 22 yards.
Yeah, man, I got him on a team, and
Devontae Parker, 4 for 35.
So that's what Colt McCoy is worth noting, and it sounds like Danny Dimes might come back. So
Derrick Henry, we mentioned earlier, 60 rush yards, only 1 catch plus a fumble.
Jamarcus Prescott, I like it. I like it.
Denzel Mims, only 2 catches, 40 yards. I really want to see more from Mims. DeMarcus Prescott that is
Aaron Rodgers is his real name. Like, somebody throws out Aaron.
Right.
You done messed up, Aaron.
DJ Shark caught 1 long pass, but otherwise 2 for 41. Pretty disappointing there.
Tobias Jamal Shark. Yeah.
No, it's a DJ, not TJ.
Oh,
DJ Shark.
He spells it with a D, Nick.
What?
That's the tricky part.
I'm so confused. Mitchell Trubisky, just no change. Subtle, Bambo. I subtle. Nice. Let's see here. Raheem Mostert, just getting rolling here. Zach Ertz, 2 for
Trevor
31.
Tagovailoa.
Ooh, mixing the two quarterbacks, huh? Zach Ertz, 2 for 31. Brutal.
So he didn't come back and just become his old self and get a ton of points.
Austin Hooper, 2 for 24.
But it is worth noting that if Jalen Hurts becomes the quarterback, he did target Ertz a couple times. Like I think that Ertz, it could help him. It's just worth maybe watching that next game.
Bob Roethlisberger.
I like it.
Oh, man. All righty. Dawson Knox getting a touchdown here.
All right. Damian Knox.
Hunter Hurst, like you mentioned, not a great day.
Not a great day. Not great. Not great, Bob.
Not great, Bob, at all. Le'Veon Bell, you said 7.5 points here. Michael Pittman, 5 catches, 46 yards.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know that I'm running out. Like, again, I've got him on teams, and I keep waiting for more. But he got 5 attempts, 5 receptions, so that's nice. He's a guy who's big. He can find the end zone. If you're in a pinch and you want to try, I think Michael Pittman has some upside.
Looks like Corey Davis's score has over 100 yards in a third of his games. So that is interesting.
But his numbers still aren't just jumping off the page until you hit that 40 at the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, you get a couple 20-point performances here at 31.
Those are Lockett numbers, and I got to replace Lockett with it.
No, Lockett sucks.
I'm waiting for Russ to cook again.
-4 from MVS.
Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and that was on a play.
Big Bob.
It was like, did you see that MVS play? It was like a gadgety play that he got blown up in the backfield.
Of course it was. Perry Rivers, Tina Yeldon Hilton. That's brutal. Is that what T.Y. Hilton stands for? Tina Yeldon? Oh, my God.
Thank you for throwing it my way for an incompletion, Hilton. Yeah.
Jordan Wilkins. Why did somebody start Jordan Wilkins? Christian Kirk, one reception for 2 yards from Christian Kirk. That's rough. Jacoby Myers, like we said before, 3 points. Tony Gibson got hurt. Evan Ingram, 4 for 32. Tight ends continued to not be very good at all. Let's see here. Devin Kevin Metcalf. That's the DK for you.
Okay.
Gio Bernard.
I like the Devin Kevin.
Ben Jarvis Green Ellis.
All right. This is enough. Back on track.
We're like, thank you, Hilton. That's true. Marcio, that is true this week for sure. All right. I got no more poopers. The rest, I don't even want to talk about the rest.
Oh, man. That got silly quick.
I know. That's
I'm
right.
just goofing.
That's the content we're here for.
Goofing.
Yep. Just a little goofing.
Oh, man.
All right, let's jump back into it.
Nicole Chubb.
All right. So Mark Ingram, Baltimore running back, he's going to be in this game, correct? Off of the COVID list.
He is.
What?
Laughing at that one. Go ahead.
What do you think? Are you going to predict over under 5 points for Mark Ingram?
Under.
Okay.
I think it's Dobbins' show.
Fully phased out. Okay,
I think so.
That's what I'm wondering is, again, if anything could hurt Dobbins,
Fart
it's like
targets.
they've still been wanting to give Ingram a little bit of carries, but they're kind of making the push now. They're trying to get into the playoffs. They're going to need to roll out their best guys.
Chat's cracking me up now.
All right.
Cup. Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know.
You're making a point about Ingram, and we got off.
As long as we don't change the best name in the NFL.
Fart targets can't be a new hashtag. Oh, man.
Jared Ferguson.
It's a big hat. It's funny.
Funny name.
All right, Cowboys, you starting Lamb?
I am starting
You
Lamb.
are starting Lamb. Just full sending it, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was like I could start Josh Reynolds, Boston Scott, CeeDee Lamb. Like, I just had my two good running backs are on the bench with again. I'm calling Ronald Jones good. He's good now.
Ronald Jones is not good.
Christian, I'm waiting for next week. So if Ronald and Christian come back, but yeah, another start sit I think we had was about Jamal Williams, and he actually had I think a couple receptions and a
like
handful
5
of
points.
yards. He wasn't worthless. He wasn't phenomenal.
He's
but,
worthless.
He got you some points. He did better than.
Sure he did.
Probably better than what Ezekiel Elliott's going to put up, and
Sure
he also did better than what Miles Sanders put up. So that's the thing is like. You're
Andrews?
almost looking at a running back with 8 points, and you're like, okay.
Charlie Daniel Lamb.
Stop it.
Banjo. Thank you. We need more of these. I need more hyphenated names or lettered names.
Hey, whatever your name is, we're happy for you. We're not going to bash your name too much. We love the young ho.
Vale asking, make sure Fab resets every season.
Yep.
Stephanie Diggs. Oof. I'm not into that one.
Tyler Hawkinson. Oh, that's a keeper.
Chris
that's
Hansen? Oh, man.
I thought it was Chris Hansen like this whole time.
Harrison
too.
Bryant?
Like, the other ones I've at least known. I don't think that's right. Chris Harrison, I didn't even know who you're talking about.
No, Jeff Jefferson. See, that's right. That Jeff Jefferson should be I'm going to just start calling him Jeff Jefferson.
We can do that. My name is Jeff.
Mark Andrews. Rolling him out there?
Mark Andrews is inactive.
Is he?
Yeah, the tight end for the Ravens. He's going to be out this game. I'm 90% sure.
I thought he was playing.
No, I believe he is still coveting it up. So don't play Mark Andrews.
Let's see.
I don't know what you're going to pivot to if you didn't realize that yet, but let's see. The other tight end
Not
would
expected to play. All right. I didn't start him.
Darren Schultz, Sergeant Schultz for the Cowboys.
I know nothing.
That's rough.
That is again. So that is a Hogan's Heroes drop for our elderly fan, Doug. I don't think Doug knows how to get on Twitch.
Doug
but
doesn't know how to use the interwebs. Not good with them yet.
Yeah, Bear fan Paul will know what it is. Not that he's elderly. He's a spry young man.
Key Kuti.
Kiki.
I heard him. I saw a couple highlights. Call him Cutie. I don't like it.
No, I like Cootie better.
Yeah, for sure.
Case
for sure
of the Cooties.
100%.
You got Cooties.
Andy Dalton. I mean, not starting him here, but that's been horrendous.
Did pick up Andy Dalton.
You did.
And the reason why is because I wasn't sure if Lamar was going to be back, and I wanted to wait for the Tuesday night game and have a pivot.
Just in case.
So I dropped him right away. As soon as I heard Lamar was going to be back.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
And now Andy Dalton is going to have 45 points. Easy.
100%.
Hopefully they all go to CeeDee Lamb.
Hollywood Brown.
Where's the lamb?
I'm still out on Hollywood Brown. We always knew that there was a potential for him to have a big touchdown. And
from the Ravens side, you're only starting.
I'm starting Dobbins. I'm starting Lamar Jackson. If Mark is back
Justin Tucker
next week, I'm starting Mark Andrews. The Tucker the kicker. My brother has a wiener dog named Tucker, so there's a fun fact for you.
Fair enough.
While we're sharing things,
Dan Cook, Tanner Kelsey. Oof, they get worse.
Yeah,
James
you
Tucker.
would imagine that they just as, and they're not even like silly names. They're just like
they're just names
nice
with
young man names, like the kind of name that you.
That's what Tyler Hawkinson
file
was.
for a loan with.
Tyler Tagovolia. There it is.
Tyler. All right.
Banjo, bring in the Tylers. Why not just everybody be named Tyler from now on? You didn't know it was Chad Hansen and not
you guys silly?
not Chris Hansen?
I'm still gonna send it.
I'll just send it all. No, I thought it was Chris Hansen the whole time.
LaMarcus Fournette. There we go. That sounds like a real person. Oh, man. How did Logan Thomas not get to 100 yards on 9 catches, by the way?
What are we doing with our lives? All right. All right, I'm back. Let's do it. Come on. We're getting silly.
We're here.
Let's get weird.
Jimmy Connor. All right. We're done. No more names. No more names. We in garbage time in this game yet?
Yeah, the whole thing has just been garbage time.
Garbage time in the stream for
garbage
sure.
time in our lives. Just
That's
I love trash.
It's so funny. Okay, my bet for -10 on the Bills, though, is looking pretty good.
All right,
they're up 7.
That's
they got
good
the ball.
news.
I need more points.
So again, I picked up some 49ers just to see what they do in this game.
I'm not on all the 49ers.
Debo Samuel is the guy that I grabbed because I think that
pick up
sometimes
Kittle.
they try to design plays to give him a chance.
Right.
Tevin Coleman was the guy that was just out there sitting around. I was able to stash him in the IR. I threw him out there. If Mostert goes down, it has just been a carousel of running backs on the 49ers. And a lot of times, whoever comes in has value. You just don't know who it's going to be.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to touch it anymore.
I think somebody started McKissick against me in a league. So it's just, yeah.
It's the Wild West out there in the fantasy lands this year.
I get not wanting to mess with it, but if you're just desperate, it's like, all right, I got a 49ers running back who could put up 20 points.
There was another post on Reddit that said, I've never been so thankful that fantasy football is over.
No, not like this.
Like, I understand Runyon Tanya. That's a good one.
No, this has been a great year.
No,
it's madness.
100%. It's super enjoyable. But I'm just saying there's been so many challenges and hurdles for people to overcome with injuries and COVID and schedule changes, and it's been crazy.
I've just been so happy they had the year, man.
100%.
Cancel Quidditch.
We were talking at
Quidditch.
week 3 or 4. I was emailing the league like, "Hey, we might be pulling the plug."
You always
early.
try to plug the plug. You always pulling the plug too early. Plugging the pull too early.
Yeah.
The show goes on.
All right, I have a serious question, Marcia. All right,
we still do those?
Yeah. I guess we're still a show here.
All right,
bring it on. I'm waiting for it.
She's like, "Do you like the name?"
Do you like the name? All right, I have a serious question.
All right,
do you like the name? I can't get the stream going. All right, San Fran punted. Bills now have the ball. They got a minute to at least get past midfield, try and get a field goal before half.
All right, I could use a Bills field goal here.
I think that's actually his name. Runyon Tanyan? I don't think so. Just kidding, Dobbins? I don't think so. Incorrect. So wait on this Marcio question. She just disappeared now after debating us with this
She's just
mysterious question.
All right, we'll come back to her, but let's see. Most shocking upset game of the week. What do you got? Is any big win or loss that stood out to you?
The Chargers.
Chargers won
0 points. The most lopsided loss in the history of the franchise.
Washington taking down the Steelers. That obviously just happened, but that is, I would not have picked that to win. Some people saw it coming though. I was impressed at how the Saints were able to shut down the Falcons. They ended up with 16 points, but they shut down their offense pretty well for the majority of the game. The Lions beating the Bears. I would have picked the Bears to win, but it doesn't shock me at all.
They are who we thought they were?
They might be.
Pats Chargers didn't cover the over.
Or who we thought they were.
Yeah, you would think in a 45-point routing they would have covered the over, but
Mitchell Trubisky passing in 1 touchdown.
Big Mama's handing out biscuits, baby.
And honestly, the most shocking thing in that game is that the Bears were able to put up 30 and the Lions were able to put up 34. Like, if you would have taken, what was the under? Like, do you even know off the top of your head?
I don't know. Probably 32 points.
Yeah, come on. All right, scroll down some more. Let me refresh my memory. Again, the Browns over the Titans with the big win. That was a surprise. Dolphins-Bengals about what you expected out of that game. Jaguars-Vikings. Jaguars playing them tough. The Raiders beating the Jets. Man, again, that was still the moment of the week is when the Raiders pulled out the win just out of their rear ends. Gruden grinding their way to a win.
Bear Fan Paul liking your shirt.
Oh, thank you.
The Fugelhorn goose egg. Yeah, no, another gooser from Foghorn Leghorn.
The Rams beating the Cardinals. The Cardinals are
Marcio leaving us
here.
Asking the question in the Discord and then buying us.
Nightbot probably booted her.
Bear was the choke
question.
No, I think the Jets were the choke job of the week, right?
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
But
if you believe that they were trying to win, they were the biggest choke.
If it was
of the week.
intentionally done, maybe it's not the choke job.
Again, the Bears.
I think the Rams being the Cardinals by 10 is fairly surprising.
Yeah, it's just not the Bears' year. We'll try again next year.
Stephon Diggs, 18-yard reception, almost at midfield now with
Diggs has been very good
20
on
seconds
the year.
left.
So going against him in one that I didn't expect to win. So the one I'm going to lose, I was going against Diggs still, and he's had a pretty decent game. Not just blowing the roof off yet, but plenty of time.
Pocket says the Rams are for real. I'm not buying in yet. Not yet.
Well, what was their big loss last week?
8-4.
They just dropped one that they should have won.
Let's check it.
I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. But yeah, I think just last week they had a bad beat.
Let's see here.
Their defense is good. Their offense has got some great pieces, but I think it's just Goff is a little...
49ers, and then they beat the Buccaneers, beat the Rams, lost to the Dolphins.
Yeah, they've just played down to their competition. They've lost some games.
Lost to the 49ers twice.
I just don't trust them in the playoffs. So again,
right.
I don't know. They've shrunk in big moments a couple times.
Yeah, Pocket's got it.
Or just when they should step on somebody's neck, they can't do it.
Right. Yeah, they beat the Cowboys by 3. I guess that was early in the year, though.
Yeah.
I'll give them a pass on that one.
Yeah, the Cowboys were tougher earlier in the
That
year,
was
but the
when
Cowboys were
Dak was
still
a thing.
Still losing with their giant offensive performances because their defense was bad.
Right.
So yeah, if you can remember back that far.
All right, I gotta get the stream back open. I want to see how this end of half ends up happening. Our stream is not working.
Yeah, I think that
There we go.
you're right though. The 49ers is just tough to decide, which guy you want to play every week. There's usually value to be had. It's just figuring out who it's going to be. And
Bearfin Paul says, "I cast you two onto the 70-inch TV." Stunning.
Oh, hey.
We're full. We're probably full size, regular size.
Yeah, I just see that.
Never do that again.
That's a high definition beard right there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Cole Beasley with another 20-yard reception. So I think that makes it 8 for 133 and a touchdown in the first
That's
half.
a good day for Beasles. So
That's a lot
if he fired him up, somebody
yardage for
somewhere
Beasles.
probably played Beasley tonight.
I don't know. He's been kind of a stinker the last little bit.
Again, all the leagues I've been in, he's been rostered. I don't know if he's been on benches though. Like he's a guy that's
Right.
kind of he doesn't put up those giant numbers often, but he's pretty consistently not giving you nothing.
Right. Let's see if they take another time out here, I think. Yeah, it looks like they're going to have one left
So
here.
the second is just coming to a close here.
And it's lagging.
It is, but that's all right.
We know what happens on that play. Oh, they threw it again. Gabriel Davis for another 18 yards. There you go. Another on the 19-yard line.
Oh, so Banjo with a fun fact is that his Allen's going against Beasley, so they cancel each other out to an extent. But
yeah. Do you like doing that? If you're in a matchup, are you okay?
So if I'm doing that, I like to have the wide receiver because generally the wide receiver will get more points for the reception, especially in a PPR. They'll get more points for the touchdown.
Well, let's say you have two flex options, right? One is the wide receiver for the other guy as quarterback, or another wide receiver that you value equally. Do you start him or sit him because of that matchup?
I probably start him because of the matchup.
I probably
I want to
would as well.
nullify the quarterback's points if I can. But that is an interesting just strategy question. That'd actually be one that you can dive in on Reddit and get the metrics for and report back to us. But like if I had, let's say I had Tyreek Hill, the thing is a lot of these guys, their number one wide receiver, you're already starting.
Right.
Like, so if it's Tyreek Hill, DK Metcalf, Devontae Adams, you're already starting those guys. I'm trying to think of a more middling type of matchup where it's like, let's say I had Hollywood Brown and Henry Ruggs and I was going against Carr. I would probably play Ruggs.
Okay. Yeah, no,
like something like that.
I agree. I think I would opt to put him in the lineup as well. Mm-hmm. You guys seen the most recent Mandalorian episode, right? Yeah, I actually watched it twice.
Yep. So
Watched it last night.
try not to spoil it for anybody out there, but I like the show. I like the production value. I like the lightsaber battles. It looks pretty cool. So
yeah, no, I love the film quality for sure. I had Adams against their Rodgers. That's why. Yeah, exactly. I don't feel so bad in that type of situation. Are they going to get a shot at the end zone here?
They're getting within field goal range.
That is 100% true.
We're going to T-Bass it.
Okay, they did get a field goal, and they're now at half.
T-Bass.
There it is.
All right.
Let's see how long of a field goal it was. 37 yards. So I think you'll get 4 points for that in our format.
I have a number again, and actually the kicker scoring I haven't dove real deep into it's
Right.
different in different leagues. I have somewhere you get penalized for the miss, somewhere it's more points for longer ones.
In Yahoo,
somewhere the extra points worth nothing.
Right. In Yahoo, I think you get penalized 1 point for a miss, but you get like an extra point. So if it's like 37 yards, you get 4 points. If it's 47 yards, you get 5 points off.
Yeah, there's only one reason to have kickers in your league.
Oh, man. Steelers were due to lose. Yeah, it's hard to win them all. Definitely. Colin Cowherd went on a rant on a Twitter video talking about the Steelers while smoking a cigar.
He's inflammatory.
I'll link it in the Discord. Perfect. That's great. Both wide receivers are about 10 plus over the quarterback right now. Yeah, exactly. So you're kind of hedging yourself a little bit.
Definitely.
But in a good way. All right. I think that wraps up our coverage here. Get you guys into halftime here. Anything else you'd like to touch on before we sign off? Any other questions in the chat?
I think if there were any other big takeaways. Corey Davis is one that, again, I just stare at. I'm like, man, do I play Corey Davis? That's probably what I agonize.
If anything
over.
we've decided tonight, it's that you should start Corey Davis.
The moment I start Corey Davis, it's a 2-point game for sure.
So if Mike starts Corey Davis, start your A.J. Browns.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely start your A.J. Browns.
Yeah, other than that, Hayden Hurst worries me. Just all the tight ends that I'm trying to look at. I was like, this guy, that guy. Who do I?
I get it.
We'll still be streaming. We're gonna have our buys, so we can we won't be just sweating as much next week on camera.
Right.
So bust out your
I still have
70-inch TVs.
I'm still gonna have a couple of playoff matchups. So one bye, a couple playoffs, and we'll see what happens.
We got a question for the number one free agent this week.
I'm probably going Cam Akers.
Yeah, if Akers is out there, I like him a lot. I would also agree with that. I'm trying to think. I could almost look up the league that I'm in with Bear Fan Paul and tell him which guy I'm going to pick up. But
you're going to give him your
source? There's nobody good out there anymore.
Yeah, I'd say Cam Akers, Ty Johnson, Kiki, I guess, if you're interested.
So in that league, Hollywood Brown's out there. I'm not going for him. Jamison Crowder's out there. Do you trust Crowder after his 2 touchdowns?
No, 2 touchdowns, no yardage.
Jerry Jeudy, I'm full out on. I wouldn't pick him up in anywhere unless you maybe had a keeper league or dynasty. Dynasty, I like him a lot. Denzel Mims is out there for the Jets. Full ham, the Flugelhorn, Foghorn, Leghorn.
Flugelhorn.
Yep. I always liked Flugelhorn. That's what I call it. He's out there. Jalen Reagor, he had a big kick return, and if you got Hurts out there, maybe it sparks him. He's a guy that I'd be interested in. After that, I could still grab Michael Gallup just to see what he does in this game, but I don't like him against Baltimore.
No.
Any interest in like Miller or Mooney, the wide receivers on the Bears? Not at all, just because they don't have enough offense.
Not interested.
N'Keal Harry had a touchdown. If you watch that, it looked like he had strong hands on that one. So
dropping.
Gabriel Davis way down the list on there.
I'm picking up Gabriel Davis.
Lazard, I think, just had 8 points. He was out on the waiver.
He had like 4 catches, a little bit of yardage.
Lazard's a guy that always has a potential to get into the end zone.
If he gets the touchdown, you feel a lot better about his performance.
And do you want to hear the running backs?
How many weeks will Ty Johnson help?
None.
He's the starting running back now, probably for them.
So
Cooties.
Darrell Henderson is at the top of the list. Somebody dropped Darrell Henderson, who actually had a touchdown in that last game. A pretty good run for a touchdown.
I'm all aboard Cam Akers. If Cam Akers doesn't become a thing, I don't want any.
I get it. I might stay away from Henderson also. J.D. McKissick's probably the guy for the running backs I'd be going hard at the most.
J.D. if
Antonio's going to miss time,
right?
Just because I think he's going to get a lot of targets.
And we should know more by Wednesday or Thursday whenever your waivers run.
Yeah. Philip Lindsay.
No,
he hasn't been good.
No, MG3 still looking good.
Boston Scott's done a little bit, but I'm not going for him. Yeah, those are
Eagles.
probably the guys. Interesting just to know.
Alshon Jeffrey. Just kidding.
Kelly, the running back for the Chargers, got injured in that last game. So
they all got injured.
Yeah, it's Eckler's the guy, but
P. Ryan's supposed to be back. I haven't heard anything on P. Ryan's injury yet.
No interest in Peyton Barber.
You guys believe in Jalen Hurts? Nope. I don't believe in the Eagles.
I think that he could help. I don't think he's going to be worse than Carson Wentz has been for fantasy for the Eagles.
No, I don't think so either. But
or any of the pieces, I think it.
I wasn't starting
help
Carson Wentz either.
I don't know, man. You can't get worse than what Carson Wentz has been. It's kind of how I feel.
Yeah, I mean,
unless you're a wide receiver
or you play for the Bears.
All right. Well,
would you rather have Carson Wentz or Foles?
I'd like to have Carson Wentz and just see if they can do something with him. But again, the Bears, they got like some of the same problems as the Eagles. Their line's 100%. Not that good. Their coaching hasn't come together and been very good.
But Eagles, at least Carson throws interceptions. We don't throw it at all.
Mitch passed out a biscuit.
Yeah, he did give Komet a biscuit.
At least Carson Wentz at some point in his career has been good. I'll take Wentz. Again, Wentz has shown flashes of being good in the past. I don't know if it could come back. I think he had a much better line at that time, though. And I've stood by the offensive line makes a huge difference in how well a quarterback could play.
It makes a difference for sure, but a lot of times you can tell if there's anything there anyway.
All right, so let's see. I'm just trying to figure out if there's any drops I need to get in. So did Marcy ever come back and ask her question?
She said she was going to put it in the Discord. So
okay.
we're going to take this party to the Discord.
She said she's making the playoffs in both leagues. So this is for you, Mars. Yeah. All right, you did it, Queen. Good work. All right. Yeah, no, thanks for joining us today.
Absolutely.
Again, we'll be back again this coming
Sunday. She had to
Sunday.
go cry. What did we do? What did we do this time?
We'll be sweating through the playoffs with you again. We got
we'll
a couple teams.
Sunday.
Yeah. And no, we're excited for it. So congratulations if you made it. If you didn't, hang out, pay attention. Still keep playing, stay active. It'll help you for next year.
And I think starting next Monday, we're going to start potentially doing some 2021 outlooks and casting and
start getting ready for the next season.
Do our predictions, maybe. We'll see.
We'll figure it out.
Thanks, Pocket. I might have to go back and rewatch this one. I enjoyed some of the mid-show laughter.
I actually do. I'll watch them and listen a little bit just to see, if there's
what
areas.
What were we talking about?
How loud were my drops? It's hard to, it's different in the headphones and it comes out when I watch it back on the phone.
Right.
All right. Yep. I'll hug everybody. So thanks for coming out.
Absolutely. Thank you, everybody. Until next time.
Yep. See you next time.